Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. And today we're looking at a product that I've been using for a long time and I've not reviewed this yet, and I'm ready to review it now because I believe it's also a bit on sale. And I think this is something that has been under reviewed, and I think that I'm not the only one that should be profiting from this. I think a lot of you are going to get a kick out of this effect. And that is Force Sight by Colin. You may have not even heard of this before, and I think that's a shame, especially if you're a mentalist. And let me tell you why this is so good, why I like this so much. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect, so you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Force Sight by Colin. So what is this effect? This effect is a 5 people mind reading exercise in which you are going to reveal memories of a spectator. So this is similar to a tossed out deck, but instead of revealing images or drawings or playing cards, you're going to be revealing specific memories and specific thoughts of your spectators, which is great. And the layering of this and the subtleties are chef's kiss. So first, I won't be able to do the full performance for you, but I will be able to tell you how this would play out. You would invite 2 people on stage and you would show them that you have a pad with different things, like think of any TV show, think of your favorite artist. I saw one here, think of an old password. So they think of your favorite artist, think of an animal. So different things that they're gonna have to think about in a moment, okay? So you place a spectator to your right and your left, and then you tell them, perfect. So we're gonna start with you. So I'm just gonna go with my finger through the pack like this, and you're gonna say stop at any point, okay? Say stop. Let's say you go through and they say stop here. So you say right here. Do you wanna go one more, one less, or are you good where you stopped? You're good? Perfect. Take a look at that. So then they're gonna look at that and you tell them, take some time, remember it, and know what it says. Think of something that it says there. You got it? Perfect. Then you do the same here. You turn around and say the same with you. I'm just gonna flick like this with my thumb, say stop whenever. Stop here. You wanna stop here, are you sure? Right there. Perfect. Take a look at that. Take your time, really get all the information that you need through it and think of it, okay? They're gonna do that. Perfect. So now you say, okay, so now you're thinking of something and you're thinking of something. Then you would give a reading and you would get one of them head on. So you say, you're a bit hard, we're gonna come back to you in a moment, but you, I feel I can get this. Are you thinking of this? They're gonna say yes, they go back to their seat. You then say to the person on stage, for you, I think you're very hard. I think your thing is very specific. So let me warm up a bit more. Here in the audience, you, sir, I'm gonna throw this to you, and when you catch it, I just want you to place it flat in your hand and just open it up just like this. So just with your thumb, flick open to a page. Can you do that? You're gonna throw it out. The first spectator is gonna do the same. You then tell them to hand it out or throw it to another spectator and to another. And then all the people that chose something to stand up, and this comes back to you on stage. Now 3 people are standing up and now you're able to reveal information. You can tell them, so one person here is thinking of when they were young, when they were a child. I think they got a bruise on their elbow and their parents were really upset, but they were ashamed of that. I think that makes sense. Wait a minute. I'm getting you. You're thinking of a food. You're thinking of something that you really like. So you would give a reading and then you tell them, perfect, stand down. Okay, if I got your information, please sit down. They're going to sit down. So now you've got 4 people, but you say you're thinking of something really specific. And I know why it was so hard, because everyone here was thinking of something specific to them, but yours is not specific to you. You're actually thinking of someone else's experience. Am I correct? And then you would reveal what they're thinking of, that person, in excruciating detail. So you're able to, like, for everyone in the audience, it seems that you're literally able to get a piece by piece depiction of something that happened to one of their friends a few months back. So that is what this allows you to achieve. This is like almost 10 minutes. You can play it for 10 minutes, the act. You can go as deep as you want in terms of your readings. It plays for a huge stage. It is great, okay? So now that you know what it is and what it achieves, let's talk about where you purchase this, what do you get, and how much does it cost. So you can get this, I believe it is exclusive to Penguin Magic, because that's where I bought mine and I've not seen it anywhere else. So I think it is exclusive to Penguin Magic. This usually retails for 79, but it's been like a year or so that it's been for 59. So honestly, I'm going to say that the price is 59 because I don't think it will ever go back up to 79. I think this will remain for 59 forever. So what do you get when you purchase this? You get you get a download. So you get a download with Colin McLeod that's going to explain everything that you need to know of how to make this effect, how to achieve it. There's also live performances of him performing it at a gala, and I think he even performs this for the royalty in England. So yeah, there's performances, there's commentary on the performances, and he teaches you how this works, how to set it up, how to make it, etc. However, a lot of you already know what this is. A lot of magicians already know what this is, what this accomplishes. But Colin has found a way to make this play better. Because as you saw, not everyone does the classic thing that you do with a pad like this. He found ways of inserting extra reveals in this pad that are going to be unbeknownst to anyone, even if you're familiar with the pads. These two spectators, their things that they're thinking of are not what anyone else is thinking of in the audience once you throw out the pad, and that's great. Okay, but this pad is not included in the price. So for your $59, you're just getting the download. You're going to have to source your own pad. So yes, this is $59, but the pad is $30. So this will get close to like $89, $90 if you want to do this effect. So it is expensive, but I do think it is incredibly deceptive and incredibly good and incredibly direct. So yes, if you buy this, buy a pad with it. You cannot use your already made up pads. It's a specific setup. You're going to have to do some DIY. He explains it to you. The DIY is a bit easy, but it is a bit convoluted. So take your time. For example, for me, I messed it up. So the way that I perform it, I had to find a way to kind of get through the small blemishes that I had in order to perform it. But yeah, so really take your time if you want this. Buy a pad. You already know what these are, I'm sure. And then you'll be able to perform it. So having said all of that, how easy is this to perform? So this is relatively easy to perform. I mean, all of this routine plays on your script, your performance, and your stature as a mentalist. Literally, that's pretty much it. Because if you want, you could literally just send this to 5 people and be like, you're thinking of this, you're thinking of this, you're thinking of this, you're thinking of this, you're thinking of this. Am I right? Sit down, right? But the way he structured the routine to have 2 people on stage, reveal one, struggle with one, have an excuse to pass it around, to practice, then come back and then be like, I know why yours is harder. Yours is harder because of this or that, and then proceed to reveal it, is honestly so deceptive and so great. So this will fully depend on your pattern, because mechanically, this is incredibly, incredibly easy to do. So this literally just will require stage presence, practice, some audience management, and a good script. That's pretty much it. So now let's talk about practicality. How practical is this to perform? Incredibly practical. All you need is this. So if you put this in your case for your stage show or your parlor show, you will be good for, like I said, an 8 to 10 minute act that will play for the whole audience, that will not only get you hits, but direct feats of mind reading that are hard to achieve a lot of the time, right? Like these types of things, like what you're able to tell one of your spectators is so precise that some magicians will think it's pre-show. They will think that it is 100% pre-show, and it is not. So you are able to do like a mentalism feat that would only normally be accomplished with pre-show, but with a prop that we all know. So practicality-wise, all you need is this. In terms of inspectability, of course, this is not inspectable, but it is passed around, so no one will have a problem. We know that, I know everyone uses these, and no one ever wants to inspect them, especially that we use these mostly on stage, parlor, so no one ever wants to inspect these. So that's not an issue. Repeatability, again, this is a one-time trick. You're not going to do this table hopping and whatnot, because it's not only is it going to be boring, but it's not designed for that. So repeatability is not an issue, because even if it was, it will always be the same outcomes, right? So you don't want that. Anyway, in terms of angles, your angles are pretty much 360. There's no problems regarding angles. The reset is instant reset. Anyway, you don't need to reset it. So that doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's as practical as you can get. So moving on now to where to perform. Where do you perform this effect? In my opinion, this doesn't work anyway. This doesn't work on Zoom, so forget that. This would not play well for table hopping, restaurant, casual performances, street performances, etc. This is designed for parlor, cabaret, stage, where you have a lot of people in the audience, right? Colin, in his video, he performs it to like an audience of 1,000 people, literally. So this is designed, in my opinion, for large audiences. I would say don't do this if you have only 10 people in your audiences. This is designed, I would say, for 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300 people to get an insane impact. I mean, you could do this if there's like 30 people there. You could do it, but I think it would still be too small of a venue to achieve it, but you can still perform it. So I would say make sure you have enough people to do this. You know why, if you purchase this and if you do tricks like this, you know why that's important. So yeah, parlor, stage, and a relatively big crowd. So having said all of this, what are the positives and negatives of force sight? Let's start with the negatives. What are the negatives? Well, one of the negatives is that especially at the normal asking price of $80, I wish one of the pads would have been included. I know why it's not included, but I do wish that for that price, I know now it's discounted, probably because of that, because it covers the purchase that you need to buy this, right? So it covers, like, the discount is $20, so it almost covers your pad. So I get that, but I wish that if it was at that normal price, it had a pad. Second of all, this is also only designed for certain performing environments. So if you're a table hopper, if you're a restaurant magician, this is not for you. So you're not going to be able to perform this almost at all. And that also comes with the fact that this is not repeatable, this is not inspectable, and you will not be able to do this with like 5 people, right? You're going to need an audience. But having said that, what are the positives? One, it is incredibly deceptive. It is an incredibly layered routine. So much, this is so good that he even has certain reveals that he implores you not to use. He tells you, be original, please do not use my reveals and my lines. Find your own, I beg you. Like, he's like, already I shared this with you, which I didn't want, but I did. So please do not copy me, right? So this is how good it is. And it made him a star, this routine, and you can have this in your own hands. It is incredibly easy to do. It is fooling, it is long, it is practical, it plays incredibly big. It gives you moments of mind reading like almost no routine has, requires zero pre-show, even though it is so good that one may think you're obliged to have pre-show to achieve this. It is very good. Would I recommend this? I think if you are a mentalist that does stage, parlor, cabaret magic, I think that you need this in your repertoire. I'm going to be as blunt as that. I say that this is a piece that I think could literally get you maybe 10 or a dozen more gigs if there's people in the audience when you perform this that wanted more gigs. I think it is a reputation maker. I think it is great. It is incredibly designed, incredibly layered and structured. I think it is a must if you're a mentalist. I honestly think that it is a must. So what do I rate it out of 10? I'm rating Foresight a 9.75 on 10. Almost perfect marks, but it does have a few of the limitations that I did mention that stop it from being a 10. But even then, it is, in my heart, it's a 10, but I'm giving it a 9.75. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, if you have any more questions, additional things you want to know, leave them down below. If not, I'll catch you all in my next one. Have a great one, and